Do you often buy a bunch of celery, use all of the stalks, but throw away almost all of the leaves? Many people think that celery leaves have no useful value. But in fact, this part has a fairly strong aroma. By drying them properly, we can turn the leaves that are usually discarded into a very convenient jar of seasoning powder for soups, stews, sauces, eggs, and potatoes. Today, I will share with you how to make celery leaf powder at home using an air fryer. The method is very simple, helps us make use of food and reduce waste, and whenever we cook, we only need to take out a small amount and use it right away. I have created subtitles in multiple languages. You can select the appropriate language in the video settings. Now, let us begin. First, choose celery that is still fresh. The leaves should have a natural green color and should not be yellow, slimy, or have an unusual odor. I will separate the leaves from the stalks. Today, we will use only the leaves to make the powder. Which country are you watching this video from? Please let me know in the comments. The small, tender stems close to the leaves can still be kept. However, the large stalks contain more water and are more fibrous, so I do not grind them together with the leaves. If too many stalks are added, the drying time will be longer, the powder will be more difficult to grind finely, and the finished color will not be as beautiful as when only the leaves are used. Do not rush to throw away the celery stalks. You can use them to make salad, stir-fry them with meat, cook soup, or chop and freeze them to use for broth later. After separating the leaves, inspect them very carefully. Remove any leaves that have turned yellow, become bruised, or show signs of spoilage. Now, we will wash the leaves. Place the leaves in a basin of clean water and gently swish them around so that any dirt and sand trapped between the leaves can come loose. Do not rub them forcefully because celery leaves are quite thin and can easily become bruised. After that, rinse them again under clean running water, making sure to open each cluster of leaves and inspect the inside carefully. If the leaves have a lot of dirt on them, you can change the water and wash them one more time until the water is completely clean. The next step is very important. We must dry the water from the surface of the leaves before drying them. Spread the leaves on a clean towel or paper towels. Arrange them in a thin layer and do not pile them up. Use another towel to gently blot the top, then leave the leaves in a well-ventilated place until no water remains on the surface. The drier the leaves are, the shorter the drying time will be, the better their color will remain, and the lower the risk that they will steam inside the air fryer. If the leaves are placed in the air fryer while they are still wet, they may become soft, turn darker, and take much longer to become dry and crisp. When the leaves are dry, we prepare the air fryer. Arrange the celery leaves in the basket in a relatively thin layer. Do not overfill it because the hot air needs to circulate through the layers of leaves. If you have a large amount of leaves, you should divide them into 2 or 3 small batches. Drying them in separate batches will take a little more time, but the leaves will dry more evenly and retain their color better. With the air fryer, I will dry the leaves at around 60 to 80 degrees Celsius, the lowest temperature setting on the air fryer, for about 10 minutes. After the first 10 minutes, open the air fryer and check the leaves. Gently stir or reposition any leaves that are still damp so that they dry more evenly. Do this quickly, then close the air fryer again to limit heat loss. Continue checking every 10 to 15 minutes. If your air fryer does not have a 60 degrees Celsius setting, use the lowest temperature available and check the leaves more frequently. A temperature that is too high can cause the leaves to turn brown and lose their aroma before the inside is completely dry. So, how can we tell when the leaves are ready? Take out one leaf, let it cool for a few seconds, and then gently crush it. The leaf is ready when it is dry and crisp, breaks apart easily, and no longer feels soft or flexible. After drying, remove all of the leaves and let them cool completely. This is also a step that should not be skipped. The leaves will release moisture while they are still hot. If we grind them and place them in a jar immediately, the moisture may become trapped inside the jar. Once the leaves have cooled, you have 2 ways to use them. The first method is to crumble the leaves into small pieces and store them as celery flakes, which means crumbled dried celery leaves. This form is very suitable for adding to soups, stews, broths, and slow-cooked dishes. The second method is to grind them into powder, as I am doing now. Place the leaves in a dry grinder cup, close the lid, and grind them in short pulses. Because the leaves are very light, there is no need to grind them continuously for too long. Stop, gently shake the grinder cup, and then continue grinding until you reach the fineness you want. You can grind the powder very finely so that it blends easily into sauces and egg dishes. Or you can leave it slightly coarse so that when we season soups, we can still see the small green flecks of leaves. After grinding, let the powder rest in the grinder cup for about 1 minute before opening the lid. This allows the fine powder to settle so that it does not fly out. Look, from only the leaves that many people usually throw away, we now have a jar of beautiful green seasoning with the distinctive aroma of celery. Before placing the powder in the jar, make sure that the jar is completely clean and dry. There must not be a single drop of water left inside. Place the powder in the jar, close the lid tightly, and write the date it was made on the outside. Store the jar in a dry, cool, and well-ventilated place away from direct sunlight. Do not place the jar right next to the stove, sink, or anywhere that is frequently exposed to steam. Each time you use it, take out the powder with a clean, dry spoon. Do not put a wet spoon into the jar, and do not sprinkle directly from the jar over a steaming pot because the steam may enter the jar and make the powder damp. To preserve the best flavor, I prefer to make a moderate amount that is enough to use for a few months instead of making one very large jar and opening it many times. So today, we have successfully made use of celery leaves to create a simple but very useful seasoning. The next time you buy celery, do not keep only the stalks and throw away the leaves. Try drying them and turning them into powder. A small task today can help you save food and make many future meals more convenient. If you find this tip helpful, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the Smart Kitchen 86 channel so that you can join me in discovering more simple ways to store and make use of food at home. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.